Now on 4 News Now at 6, Wednesday is a weather alert day. I am tracking a strong winter snowstorm on the way. I'll show you which areas will get hit the hardest in your first alert forecast.
And one Coeur d'Alene school is under more than 2 inches of water. We take you inside Fernand STEM Academy and show you the damage left behind by the Arctic blast. Plus, heavy snow could lead to supply chain issues, how companies are preparing for potential delays. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin with breaking news. Several schools and school districts have already canceled school tomorrow because of the strong winter storm making its way into our area. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. As of right now, both Coeur d'Alene Public Schools and the Lakeland School District in Rathdrum announcing there will be no school tomorrow. Lakeland also says the snow day will give them extra time to repair cracked pipes and leaks in some of their schools. Also, Christian Center School and North Idaho Christian, both in Hayden, will be closed tomorrow. Forest and Bird Charter School in Sandpoint will also be closed. La Crosse schools are on a 2-hour delay. Now, because of that heavy snow, our team of weather experts have declared Wednesday a weather alert day. Our Chris Crocker has been tracking the storm all day and joins us in the First Alert Weather Center now with more.
Well, and Derek, it's interesting to see those school closings because this is going to be a day-long event. And as your kids leave for school Wednesday morning, there will be some fresh snow, but it might not be school canceling snow, but it is really going to pick up as we get into the afternoon. And these are the kind of totals that we are expecting by early Thursday morning. But a lot of this will already be on the ground by the time the evening commute is underway tomorrow. We are looking at up to a foot of snow in the Spokane area, mainly in northern portions of Spokane County, also around the Coeur d'Alene area, 12 to 18 inches of snow, again, mainly to the north and east of downtown Coeur d'Alene, up to a foot of snow in Kellogg, St. Mary's, and Pullman. Sandpoint, also one of the areas we're expecting some of that very heavy snow and some very impressive snowfall totals. We're looking up to 2 feet of snow in the mountains. We have a winter storm warning. Goes into effect at midnight tonight and continues until 4 a.m. Thursday. But as I mentioned, a lot of that snow will already be on the ground by tomorrow's evening commute, with additional snow possible through Thursday morning. In the area shaded in purple on your screen, that is a winter weather advisory. Let's take a look at the timing on this system. Starting off our forecast radar at 9 o'clock, we'll see that snow moving into Moses Lake, Gritsville around 11. Here's 1 a.m. with the snow arriving in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Could still see a few flakes right around midnight, but we won't really get things going until after midnight. We may get a little bit of a lull in the early morning hours, but then that snow is going to pick up and become quite heavy as we get into mid-morning through early afternoon. Impressive rate of snow expected, particularly down on the Palouse, where we may also run into some problems with blowing and drifting snow. This is going to be very light, fluffy snow, and here is why. That Arctic air mass supports that light, fluffy snow. Our temperatures right now around the region, we have warmed up quite a bit from the weekend, but we are still in the teens in many locations, even a couple of single digits on the map. Your Wednesday planner, 18 degrees to start the day, snow throughout the day. We may start to see some breaks as we get into tomorrow evening. High temperature of 24 compares to an average high of 34. A lot more winter weather to tell you about in the 7-day forecast. I'll be back with that in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, we want to remind you to download the 4 News Now weather app and turn on push notifications to get important updates about the storm sent straight to your phone. And be sure to wake up and tune in to Good Morning Northwest. We'll be tracking road conditions and more school closures starting at 5 a.m. Now, as Chris just said, our mountain passes are going to have difficult conditions over the next few days. Washington State Patrol wants to make sure you're prepared if you're planning on heading over the passes. WSP shared this winter driving checklist. It includes things like water, extra batteries, blankets, and tire chains. Those chains are especially important during extremely slick conditions to prevent you from spinning out on the highway. Just one car losing control can cause a cascading effect and lead to a multi-car pileup, causing the road to close.
It slows everything down. We aren't able to move.
And we will show you the impact these shutdowns are having on store shelves in our next half hour tonight at 6:30. Now, students in the Coeur d'Alene School District may have to deal with wet textbooks and school supplies this week. Frigid temperatures caused burst pipes overnight across North Idaho. Local schools and libraries are closed for a while because of the maintenance needed for the water damage. Peter Choi shows us that damage from Fernand STEM Academy tonight.
Classes that are normally filled with students are now soaked with water from burst pipes. Jeff Voiler
You can see water on the floor in that bathroom.
is director of operations with the Coeur d'Alene School District.
So basically there's about 2 inches of water on the floor in here. And so as it got under the carpet, it just released the glue and popped the carpet up.
Along with the wet carpets, students' school supplies are now unusable.
And cold air flooded the attic and it froze a couple of lines and they burst overnight.
Crews with the district trying to dry up wet areas.
So we've got our extractors running and just trying to get the water out. We've got fans running, try to get water out and then get things dry.
It's not just a school. Post Falls libraries also closed because of burst pipes, and it's still unclear when it will reopen again.
Another burst pipes caused the library closed for a few days. The public is asked to go to different locations. The district says it hopes to welcome students again soon.
We won't be able to use that third of the building, but we can shift some classrooms into other spaces. And so our goal right now is to be open tomorrow, but it's depending on how our guys are doing with getting the mechanical systems back up and running.
Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, the ex-boyfriend of a Spokane woman who disappeared from Bozeman, Montana, is now facing first-degree murder charges after being arrested in Idaho Falls. Megan Stedman vanished in mid-December. Her family suspected her ex may have had something to do with her disappearance. We covered Stedman's disappearance last week. Her family told us she would never cut communication, especially from her loved ones and kids. Police say they received a tip about an RV in Idaho Falls that was connected to Stedman's disappearance. They arrested Chris Foyles of Spokane after searching the motorhome, saying they found evidence of murder. Police and the coroner are not saying whether they found Stedman yet. Right now, police are focusing their efforts on learning more about what Foyles was doing between December 15th and January 12th. They've released these photos of the RV he was found in. It's an older model with obvious damage to the rear driver's side. If you recognize this vehicle and can provide any information, call the Idaho Falls Police Department. Well, the push to repeal Washington's carbon tax program, what needs to happen to allow you to have the final say in the next general election.
Coming up, how people are recovering from the Gray Fire nearly 5 months later, and what the mayor of Medical Lake is doing to try and receive more assistance.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your greed! They say it's not the destination, but the journey.
Arby's says, nuh-uh. Get 2 of these things for just $7 at Arby's Cheddathon sales event. Arby's, we have the meat.
The winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Now, 6 is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts for 1 week only. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here and We got you.
Experience the Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Explore better boats, the largest selection of inventory, and the biggest savings, all under one roof, inside the region's largest indoor showroom. Discover the latest models from the industry's best brands, including Cobalt, Malibu, Axis, Barletta, Chris-Craft, Harris, Regal, and Cruisers Yachts, plus our huge display of pre-owned inventory. Mark your calendars and make waves with us at the biggest event of the year, happening February 1st through February 10th. The Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Better boats, better prices, better event.
Have you recently bought a vehicle with bloated monthly payments and would now like to trade it in?
At Cal Auto Credit, we can help.
Yes, we can. At Cal Auto Credit, we can help you navigate out of a difficult situation to improve your credit.
The best part of the brisket, bacon, beef, and cheddar is definitely one of those things. Arby's, we have the meat.
The recovery effort does not match the same coordinated level that we have with the response.
That was Medical Lake Mayor Terry Cooper testifying about the state's recovery efforts following the Gray Fire. She's in Olympia right now advocating for a bill that would change the state's long-term recovery assistance. House Bill 1952 aims to help communities recover from disasters like the Gray and Oregon road fires. Marissa Rio tells us what fire survivors continue to struggle with.
As you drive through Medical Lake, people affected by the Gray Fire are at different stages of the recovery process. The man behind me is currently rebuilding his home and says he is displaced until at least June 1st. Now, he says with everything that goes on with the recovery process, including asbestos testing, tree removal, and rebuilding, assistance is needed.
Has it been easy? No. Has it been hard? No, it's just been long, time consuming, a lot of frustration.
This is what John Elted's property looks like 5 months after the Gray Fire consumed his home. He and his wife have been displaced ever since.
Any help we can for cleanup, for staying warm, for rental assistance, and for anything that, as the insurance company calls it, additional living expenses that we incur as we are displaced, really, for 8 months almost.
House Bill 1952, brought by Representative Mike Volz, would make it so that the state would help with these efforts.
Really to have the state resources, some expertise to help it. You know, when you like Mayor Cooper, when you run for mayor of Medical Lake, you're not thinking that you're going to have to be a disaster recovery expert in short order.
Mayor Cooper testified last week about the lack of assistance the Medical Lake community has received. She mentioned asbestos testing and how that's a financial burden the public is forced to take on. And there's even more to clean up than just that.
So we need funding. It's very expensive. That tree removal and debris removal, and then the disposal of that waste is, that's about an $8 million project for us.
If this bill is passed, the military department would be required to create a program to assist with long-term recovery. Reporting in Medical Lake, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, you can help a Spokane County Sheriff's deputy win an award for his brave actions during the Oregon road fire last August, narrowly escaping the flames after saving the lives of people who needed to evacuate. This is body cam footage of Deputy Britt Morgan during the first hours of those evacuations, desperately trying to get people out of danger as the fire exploded and changed directions. He warned other officers the fire was heading their way, pleading with them to drive faster. The deputies narrowly escaped. The Oregon road fire burned over 10,000 acres and destroyed at least 120 homes. You can vote for Deputy Morgan for the 2024 Rise Award now through the link in this story on KXLY.com. Well, Washington voters could have a say on the future of the state's carbon tax program. A group trying to overrun the program recently gathered enough signatures to move forward with their efforts. The group hopes to prohibit state agencies from implementing any type of carbon tax credit trading. Currently, the state has a law that puts limits on greenhouse gas emissions for oil refineries and utilities. It requires companies to buy allowances equal to their covered greenhouse gas emissions. Conservatives say the program has led to Washington having the highest gas prices in the country, while oil companies appearing to pass the cost on to customers. Right now, the average cost for a gallon of gas in the U.S., $3.07, but that's 94 cents less than Washington's average of $4.01 a gallon. Governor Inslee's office previously called objections to the program climate denialism. Well, the measure now goes to the state legislature, which can either approve it or send it on to voters. If lawmakers reject the measure or take no action at all, the measure will go before voters in the next general election.
We stayed above zero over the last 24 hours. We got up to 18 degrees today, 5 our morning low. We're gradually warming up just in time for the heavy snow to move in. I'll have the latest on this winter storm on the way after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Bruno! Bruno!
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Road makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 NMAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for winter winnings at the Kootenai Casino in Bonner's Ferry. This January, we're celebrating the season with super spins all month long. Show me the money. Take a break from the action in a Kootenai Falls Lodge room, starting at just $79 midweek, or upgrade to a Riverview room for $99. Join us in January at the Kootenai Casino, where the winning's hot. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
The 36th Inland Northwest RV Show is back. Yes, the multi-dealer show at the Spokane Fairgrounds, January 18th through the 21st. Beat the rush and preview units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Every RV at R&R RV is show priced. Reserve yours before the multi-dealer show, January 18th through the 21st at the fairgrounds. R&R RV, your RV superstore, Liberty Lake in North Spokane, or shop now at rnrrv.com.
6 is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Now, 6 is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts for 1 week only. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get a large 2-topping take and bake pizza for just $10.99. Order now at papamurphys.com.
All right, more breaking news tonight. Within just the last few minutes, both Spokane Community College and Spokane Falls Community College have canceled school for tomorrow. We've also received word Nespelem schools will be on a 2-hour delay. Now, Chris, we're seeing this list kind of grow and grow. You're not so as much concerned with how much school to have in the morning, but it's coming home from school.
Absolutely, and that would be my message to school administrators. You might be able to get the kids there, but getting them home is going to be another ball game. Here's a look at our forecast snow, and by tomorrow morning we're still going to have a very tricky morning commute. Actually, this is 2 in the morning, and already around Moses Lake and Ritzville could have up to 3 inches of snow. Starting to see a little bit of accumulation around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That is going to continue. Here's 8 o'clock in the morning. 1 to 3 inches will be common around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but some areas may get a little bit more. Now, this is very light, fluffy snow without a lot of moisture in it, so it's going to pile up a lot more quickly than it would otherwise. And then as we get into the afternoon, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, then the snow really starts piling up. We could see anywhere in the neighborhood of a foot of snow in Coeur d'Alene or more, 13 inches of snow in Sandpoint, 9 in parts of Coeur d'Alene, and a foot in Moscow and Pullman. So very difficult commute home tomorrow. You might want to keep that 4 News Now First Alert weather app handy with you at work. Potentially getting off a little early if you can to beat what is going to be a very difficult drive home. Weather alert day for tomorrow. for the entire region, but especially extreme eastern Washington and North Idaho. Heavy snow, 8 inches plus, will be common around the region. 4 things to know about your weather. 1 to 3 by the morning, and I feeling very much like that is on the low side. I think it's going to be closer to 4 in many spots. I guess it depends on your version of the morning. Mine may be a little later than yours. Heavy afternoon snow. The highest snowfall totals are going to be found in Idaho, and then we're got our eyes on Friday for the potential for some light freezing rain. Tonight, snow will be developing overnight in Spokane around midnight. 12 for our low. That is going to happen early in the overnight, perhaps even around 9, 10 o'clock, and then our temperature will slowly start increasing, and that is going to be the case around the region. You see temperatures down in the single digits and low double digits. We're heading up to a high of 4. Snow heavy at times, winds out of the east at 5 to 10 in Spokane, but just a little bit stronger down on the Palouse. And with this champagne powder snow, you may run into some problems with blowing and drifting snow over parts of Whitman County, Latah County. Wednesday's highs around the region starting to warm up pretty nicely down in Kellogg, St. Mary's, Pullman, getting close to freezing. We're still in the teens and 20s elsewhere around the region. I want to spend a little time on your planning forecast. Heavy snow tomorrow, lingering snow showers on Thursday with some minor additional accumulations. Friday, that's when we have the potential for some freezing rain. A lot of moving parts in that forecast. Right now, it looks like light freezing rain, which could definitely cause some travel concerns, particularly if you're heading in the Columbia Basin. But we will keep you updated on that as more information becomes available. Then we're transferring over to rain down in the valleys with mountain snow and high temperatures back around average by Sunday, perhaps even a little bit above on Monday and Tuesday. That is going to be a sloppy, melty mess, Derek.
Yeah, it is a lot coming our way, Chris. Thank you so much. Well, it's not just the inland Northwest dealing with these harsh winter conditions. CNN's Laura Geary gives us a look at some of the extreme weather hitting other parts of the country.
I saw the car spinning this way and another one spinning.
Scary moments for this Houston area driver who says his 35-minute commute took more than 6 hours on icy roads. Parts of Texas, along with much of the country stretching from the Gulf region up to Maine and in the Pacific Northwest, remain under some level of winter storm alerts Tuesday. A majority of the country could see sub-freezing temperatures in the coming week, and several cold records were broken Monday, with more possible to fall in the hours ahead. And over 120 million people are under wind chill warnings stretching border to border across the U.S. A number of weather-related deaths have been reported in multiple states, as have many search and rescue operations.
Anytime we have to hike in to rescue somebody, it's difficult, but when it's 15 degrees outside and it's snowing, it ups the ante a lot more.
4 college students in Powell County, Kentucky are now safe after being airlifted out of a gorge when the elements overwhelmed their campsite. In Arkansas, National Guard units with Humvees are helping stranded motorists.
What we can do to make sure they're warm, for one, if they're stranded, or to be able to get them the kind of off-road assistance as possible.
Air travel is snarled for yet another day this week as major carriers delay or cancel thousands of flights, according to data from FlightAware. Government offices in D.C. are closed for the first time since January of 2022 due to weather, but the snow was a welcome sight on the National Mall. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, Thursday's Republican primary debate has been canceled. Which candidate says they won't attend unless former President Trump participates?
Out, out, and out. Bad bear.
Plus, how a woman in California managed to get this massive bear out from under her house. And Costco is cracking down on membership sharing, their high-tech solution, coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Temperatures outside are expected to drop near zero from now through the end of the month, and we want you to be prepared. Keep your thermostat set at 70 degrees. Let faucets in your home drip. Cover hose bibs. Keep garage doors closed. Have space heaters on hand. And remember, Bill's Heating and Air will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, should you have issues at all. Happy New Year from your Bill's Heating and Air family.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Have you been looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle and wondered, where have all the used cars gone?
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're looking for a Toyota, Subaru, Ford, or maybe that perfect Honda.
Every pre-owned vehicle is quality inspected and ready for you to take home today.
We work with local lenders to get you the rate you deserve.
Inventory changes daily, so come see us at Coeur d'Alene Honda or visit us on our website at cdahonda.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Boat Show.
Well, around the nation now, former President Donald Trump won the Iowa caucuses last night with a record-breaking percentage, solidifying his place as the GOP frontrunner. Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley are facing added pressure to prove they have a path to the nomination. CNN's Julia Benbrook has more.
Former President Donald Trump claimed the largest win in Iowa caucus history with more than 50% of the vote.
I just want to thank you all. This is a very special night, and this is the first because the big night is going to be in November when we take back our country, and truly, we do make our country great again.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took home a distant second place.
Thank you so much.
A disappointing finish for a candidate who went all in on Iowa. But the Florida governor continues to promise he's the one who can take on Trump.
Well, I'm the alternative. The reality is half the Republicans do want another choice, and maybe more in some other states. But you have to be somebody that appeals to conservative voters.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley followed DeSantis closely, coming in third. She's been on an upward trajectory in New Hampshire, where voters head to the polls next week.
We're putting Iowa in the rearview mirror. I mean, now it's New Hampshire and it's go time. We've got a week to go and do that, but I've been campaigning here for 11 months now. And so we're ready to kind of just finish this off and get it, and we're a stone's throw away from him.
Reporting in Des Moines, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, this Thursday, we were supposed to air a debate between DeSantis and Haley in New Hampshire. But after last night's debate, Haley says she won't participate unless Trump attends. She released a statement saying, "We've had 5 great debates in this campaign. Unfortunately, Donald Trump has decked them all. He has nowhere left to hide." Costco is cracking down on membership sharing. The company is testing a new system requiring shoppers to scan their membership cards when they enter the store. This replaces shoppers showing their cards to employees when they walk in. Costco also started asking for membership cards and photo IDs at self-checkout stations. The company says the membership model is critical to the company's business, offsetting expenses to keep prices low. Costco says it's unfair for non-members to receive the same benefits as paid members. In 2022, Costco had about 66 million members and 119 million cardholders, making it one of the largest membership clubs in the world. All right, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including the latest on the massive snowstorm making its way to our area tonight. The storm is going to cause headaches for us and for the supply chain. The expected delays across the passes coming up next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Where would you get engaged? At our most spectacular historic hotel? Wherever you get engaged, we want to help you mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers, where Spokane gets engaged since 1950.
Agriculture Innovation meets tradition February 6th through the 8th at the Spokane Convention Center. Come see the latest in farming technology, network with peers and industry experts, and participate in seminars. Whether you're a seasoned grower, an entrepreneur, or just passionate about agriculture, this is the event for you. Meet, learn, grow at the Spokane Ag Show. Get your tickets now. I'm Melissa Paul, Ag Show Director, and I'll see you there.
What happened?
Found someone dead.
What?
Only Murders in the Building continues on ABC.
I think we could solve this case.
For an exclusive winter event.
I'm so on board with this.
Only Murders in the Building, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Get your hands up, let's go! Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Now, Six is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts for 1 week only. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical. Guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical. Your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
Where would you get engaged? At our most spectacular historic hotel? Wherever you get engaged, we want to help you mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers, where Spokane gets engaged since 1950.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, welcome back to 4 News Now here at 6:30. Chris, you've been talking about the incoming snowstorm for several days now, and it is going to be happening tonight.
And it is unfolding as our most extreme thoughts on this system. It looks like we are going to be at the high end of some of our original predictions. Our first alert, weather alert day for Wednesday for heavy snow over eastern Washington and North Idaho. 8 inches plus will be common throughout the region by Thursday morning. And this is not just impacting the inland Northwest. This is a big storm that is already leaving its mark on parts of Oregon and western Washington as it makes its way to the north and east. Already starting to pick up some returns on this side of the mountains in Chelan County, up around Omak. Just the tiniest of flurries, however. Some of the most problematic weather is happening around the Portland area down to Eugene, where there is an ice storm warning in effect until 10 o'clock on Wednesday. They already have some freezing rain in progress. And if your travels do take you south into Oregon, you are going to run into some slick spots or perhaps much worse with accumulating ice on the roads. But you could see winter storm warnings in pink around the region, winter weather advisories in the lighter purple, and it is a real mess throughout the entire northwestern United States and into the Intermountain West. Here's a look at our Wednesday planner. That snow will start after midnight, light at first, and then we'll be picking up by tomorrow morning's commute. 1 to 4 inches of snow possible, but it really intensifies mid-morning and early afternoon, so that commute home may be a totally different ball game. Heavy snow expected on our roads and sidewalks. High temperature of 24. 34 is our average high, so plan now. If you do have to be out tomorrow afternoon and evening, to have your emergency kit with you in the car and a game plan in case you get stuck at the bottom of the South Hill or have other problems on the roads. Derek.
All right. Chris, thank you. Let's take a look now at which schools have already canceled school for tomorrow. There will be no school for students in the Coeur d'Alene and Lakeland school districts. Christian Center School and North Idaho Christian, both in Hayden, will be closed, as will Forest M. Bird Charter School in Sandpoint. Students at both Spokane Community College and Spokane Falls Community College will have the day off tomorrow. And the La Crosse and Nez-Pelham school districts will both be on a 2-hour delay. To get the most up-to-date school information, be sure to wake up and tune in to Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 a.m. And as the snow starts to fall and the roads begin to look bad, commercial truck drivers have a decision whether to drive on or stay put. Our Hunter Bertram spoke with logistic professionals to understand how weather affects the consumer and road safety.
With the incoming snow, trucks like this are going to be stuck waiting to deliver their cargo. However, that's going to affect the consumer along the way.
There's going to be a lot more people upset. What happens with that too is that shelves will still be empty, that product can't come in, the consumer feels that impact.
Shipments nationwide are already delayed after last week's Arctic blast, as some truckers became unable to drive due to the extreme cold.
It slows everything down. We aren't able to move. We can't. Batteries freeze. I didn't know batteries froze until we get into this kind of temperature.
As trucks become unable to move, scheduled deliveries fall apart.
What happens with that too is the product can't come into the warehouse, or that the product can't come into the grocery store, or that the product just ultimately can't be received anywhere.
With the disruption, there may be temporary delays, yet it won't last forever. Take extra caution on the road for yourself and others.
Give us room, give as much as you can. We try to stay out of your guys' way if you see us coming or something doesn't look right. Give us the room, give the plows the room, give the salt trucks the room, the de-icer trucks. Give everybody enough room so we can all go home.
In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, a Florida man will spend the next 5 years in jail for taking photos up young girls' skirts in Coeur d'Alene and Athol. According to the Kootenai County Prosecutor's Office, back in August, a Target employee saw a man take a photo up a 16-year-old girl's skirt with his phone. The Coeur d'Alene Police Department identified that man as 33-year-old Robert Andrews. When they searched his phone, they found similar pictures of 2 17-year-old girls taken at the Super One store in Athol. Andrews will be eligible for parole after a year and a half. Around the Northwest now, these 3 Tacoma police officers who were found not guilty for the death of Manny Ellis have resigned. Back in 2020, prosecutors say Ellis, who was walking to a friend's house, died following a confrontation with police. He was restrained, beaten, tased, and placed in a spit mask. He can be heard on video saying he couldn't breathe. The officers maintaining they were defending themselves from Ellis, who they say attacked them and forcefully resisted arrest. The police department says the officers did not violate the department's use of force policy. Tacoma's police chief released a statement saying the use of force policy in place in March of 2020 failed to serve the best interests of the police department or the community. However, because it was policy at the time, it guided my decisions announced today. That policy has since been superseded by a new policy. Well, the University of Washington introduced new head football coach Jedd Fisch. Here are his plans for the program coming up in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Doing the bare minimum at work probably won't earn you a bonus this year.
But at Northern Quest, that unremarkable work ethic can't stop you from having your best year ever with an extra $2,024 a month. It's our best year ever giveaway. Play daily with your Camus Rewards card to enter. Then be here for the grand prize drawing on January 25th. And don't go above or beyond. Details at northernquest.com.
North Idaho Urology's high-quality, accessible care just got even closer. Expert care is now within reach at the North Idaho Urology Post Falls campus. Our new Post Falls location offers the same advanced technology as our Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint clinics, creating a seamless experience for our patients. Don't wait any longer. Visit our website or call to schedule your appointment today.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today, we honor the Vanessa Behan Auxiliary Board.
From setting up shop to recruiting hundreds of volunteers, the Vanessa Behan Auxiliary Board works tirelessly to put on Santa Express each year.
For more than 30 years, the board has operated Santa Express, a store where children can buy Christmas gifts for their families.
It's a great organization, and we just love the money that we're able to give and the lives we're able to change.
Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get a large 2-topping take and bake pizza for just $10.99. Order now at papamurphys.com.
From the stories you should know.
Some of these areas are just really hard to read.
We're in the air with U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
To the stories you need to know.
Just how scary can it be to have a trained police dog chase you down?
From the stories that change the way you think.
It's the biggest event of the year.
To the stories that affect the way you feel.
Cheers.
Inside Edition.
These are the stories that impact your life.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
All right, take a look at this California homeowner's close encounter with a bear found squatting, literally and figuratively, under her home. It all started when the woman spotted the large bear on her security camera the night before. When she woke up, she saw a window had been torn out of her crawl space. No matter what she tried, the stubborn thing just wouldn't budge. She even gave it a stern talking to.
Out, out, and out. Bad bear.
Maybe she could have been a little more stern. The woman finally managed to get the bear out by using some mothballs. It apparently smelled so bad, the bear decided to go find another place to hang out.
And she had to as well.
Because of the mothballs, right? It's kind of, yeah.
Interesting. Hibernation under the house? Sure.
All right, you got to find a warm place to hunker down, though, here in the Northwest, because a whole bunch of snow is heading our way.
Yes, we're adding snow to our winter equation. Tomorrow is a weather alert day for the region. It is still cold, by the way. Temperatures today still about 20 degrees below average. Right now in Spokane, 15 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. You can see perfectly clear conditions right now as we look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Clear skies being reported in Coeur d'Alene. Few clouds have moved in. 13 degrees there. Wind chill of 8 in Spokane. Wind chill down at 0 in Coeur d'Alene. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. 1 to 3 inches of snow by early tomorrow morning. By the time you're in the thick of the morning commute, that will be closer to 4 inches in many locations. Heavy afternoon snow expected with the highest totals in North Idaho. And then we do have that potential for some freezing rain on Friday. Still working on the fine details on that. Right now, it looks like it will be very light, but any amount of freezing rain on already slick roads can cause problems with travel. Winter weather alerts. It is an advisory for the areas shaded in purple on your screen. You're still going to get some snow down there, and with not great timing by tomorrow morning's commute, expect a tricky commute. But it is a winter storm warning for the areas shaded in pink, and that is where we're going to see that heavy snow through the afternoon. And that winter storm warning goes until 4 a.m. on Thursday. We could still see some snow during the day on Thursday, however, with limited additional accumulations. Another look at some of the snowfall forecasts that seemed like a fantasy a couple of days ago, but as we get closer and closer to this storm moving in, they look more realistic, up to a foot around the Spokane area, with the heavier totals in northern Spokane County, Coeur d'Alene area 12, possibly even 18 in some locations. That's going to be on the higher benches north and east of town. That's the case in Sandpoint as well. Some impressive totals, and here is a look at the timing. Here's midnight, 1 a.m. With that snow in progress around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, not quite making it to Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry yet, but it will soon. We'll go through the morning and start to see things taper off briefly, but then they'll start filling back in again. Here's 8 a.m. and that is again when that snow is really going to start becoming more intense. We're going to see overnight lows tonight down in the single digits and the low teens in many locations. We'll hit these temperatures early in the overnight and then warm through the morning commute into the 20s for highs in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, closer to freezing further to the south, and we still have some teens in place. 20 on Thursday with lingering snow showers, possibility of some freezing rain on Friday. Finally, we're back up to average on Sunday with rain, more rain as we get into early next week, and we'll be melting, at least down in the valleys, some of this snow on the way. Derek.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Well, one of the most well-known sledding spots in Sandpoint is now open to the public. Families have been skiing and sledding down the hill on Pine Street since the 1940s. Up until 2021, though, that land was privately owned, but it was bought by the Friends of the Kaniksu Land Trust to make sure no one developed on top of it. Right now, parking is a bit of an issue there with only 20 spots available, but the Land Trust hopes to have this issue resolved by next year. All right, now to the self-checkout backlash. Some stores are reverting from automated registers and bringing back more human cashiers. ABC's Gio Benitez has more on what's behind this change.
Self-checkout. You either love it or
I hate it. I hate it.
If I'm going to do the work, give me a discount.
This morning, several major retailers are listening and reevaluating their self-checkouts. Some business analysts pointing less to customer satisfaction and more to inventory loss as part of the problem.
The technology that is powering self-checkout is also layering in other technology like AI that's monitoring the customer that's checking out the products.
One industry survey found that self-checkout represented 30% of transactions in 2021 and that 96% of food retailers surveyed offered it at their stores. But with them come complaints of tech glitches.
There's always like one item that doesn't scan, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, that light goes from green to yellow above you.
An impersonal experience.
A lot of us want a human being. We want to have that conversation. We want to be able to voice our concerns or ask a question about a product.
And long lines. So even here at the grocery store, this line here, this is all for self-checkout, so you're still going to have to wait in line. Target stores now limiting the number of items at their self-checkouts to reportedly shorten those wait times. Dollar General says it plans to ramp up its employee presence at the front of the stores, noting the convenience of self-checkout to some customers, but saying it does not reduce the importance of a friendly, helpful employee who is there to greet customers and assist while the checkout process is happening.
People want that interaction.
Here at Rivertown IGA, a small Ohio grocer just outside of Cincinnati, they have 2 self-checkout stations, but say they pride themselves on their personal check-ins from their cashiers.
Our self-checkouts is just an option. If you don't want to use it, please go see the regular cashiers, because they're going to know you, know your family, know what you usually shop for. They're going to talk about the town gossip. They're our friends.
As long as I'm not getting a ton of things, I don't mind the self-checkout as long as somebody's nearby to help in case you need it, you know?
Yeah, bagging is the hardest part.
Right. All right, it's a new era for Washington football. The Huskies introduced new head coach Jedd Fisch today.
Yeah, why he chose to go to UW and how he plans to bring the Huskies back to the national championship. Next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, can I get some butter for my popcorn?
Sure, it'll be $1 extra.
$1 extra for butter?
Yep.
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Bruno! Bruno!
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 NMAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Four News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
All right, the University of Washington introduced Jedd Fisch as its new head football coach today. Sports director Julian Minnesota is here. And Julian, what was your first impression of Coach Fisch today?
Well, Fisch in Seattle, it's like the perfect pairing, right? Well, Fisch feels that Washington has what it takes to win a national championship, and he brings a lot of collegiate and pro experience to the job. Fisch led a surprise Arizona team to a 10-win season, which included a victory over Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. He's also coached for multiple NFL teams, including the Seattle Seahawks, where he was the quarterback's coach in 2010 under Pete Carroll. The Huskies are moving to the Big Ten next season, and college football is expanding to a 12-team playoff. And Fisch says UW has what it takes to compete on the national stage year after year.
I chose this university because you believe that every year is a championship year. Winning in football is a priority in Seattle. And as I look out and see what's the future, and I see the potential.
Huskies will be losing a lot of talent to the NFL, including Heisman finalist Michael Penix Jr. And with Kalen DeBoer's departure to Alabama, a lot of players have entered the transfer portal, so recruiting is a priority for the Huskies.
We want a recruiter, and not just somebody who knew they had to recruit, but somebody who was maniacal about it, who just absolutely loved to recruit and was going to put a staff together that loved to recruit.
Fisch led Arizona to its best recruiting class ever in 2022. Now, if the NCAA tournament started today, Gonzaga would not be in. According to ESPN's bracketology, the Bulldogs are the first team out of the NCAA tournament. You have to go all the way back to 1998. The last time Gonzaga missed the tournament in March. That was before Mark Few even took over as head coach. Yesterday, the Bulldogs fell out of the AP Top 25 for the first time in 143 straight weeks. And now the tournament streak could come to an end too. But there's still a lot of basketball to be played. Here is a look at Gonzaga's NCAA tournament resume. They are 50th in the overall net rankings right now, but the Bulldogs lack a quality win. The Zags still have a few chances to earn some quad one wins with games against St. Mary's, San Francisco, and Kentucky, all of which are ranked in the top 50 of the net rankings. And I did some research. The last time Gonzaga missed out in the tournament, Titanic was the top movie in the country that year. So it's been a while since the Zags have missed out, and it's a real possibility this year.
I'm old enough to remember being a student at WSU and Gonzaga coming to play WSU in the NIT. It was the 95-96 season. The Zags had a guy named Bakari Hendricks back then that was pretty good. All right, Julian, thank you. Around the world tonight, tensions are rising in the Middle East after Iran launched deadly missile strikes inside Iraq near the U.S. consulate. The strikes are raising concern that Iran is getting more aggressive in the region. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
This morning, explosions in the city of Erbil, Iraq, after neighboring Iran launched ballistic missiles claiming to target the local headquarters of Israel's intelligence agency. At least 4 civilians were reportedly killed, some blasts near the U.S. consulate. Others also reported in Syria. All of this raising concern about a wider spillover of violence across the region stemming from the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
We've done everything we can to deter this, but it obviously did not work, and the choice was up to Iran. So I do think Iran will likely amp up it through its proxies, of course.
Mick Mulroy, former Deputy Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, sounded the alarm last week over what Iran might do after the U.S. launched a series of attacks on Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen who've been targeting commercial ships, angry over the violence in Gaza. The U.S. State Department overnight condemned the new attacks in Iraq, saying, "We oppose Iran's reckless missile strikes, which undermine Iraq's stability." But Iran's Revolutionary Guards today threatened more revenge, citing what it calls recent atrocities by Israel. Iraq's government is holding a security meeting today to go over Iran's non-compliance with the security deal between the two countries. And here in the U.S., Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is now out of the hospital after prostate cancer treatment, just in time to face this new escalation. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
All right, time for a commercial break, but first, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Next ET, TV's biggest night done right.
Hey, it's ET at the Emmys.
All the red carpet action.
I'm thriving!
And backstage reveals. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Sub-zero lows and dangerous wind chills.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
Everyone needs a safe place to be with these cold temperatures.
On air and online. Weather Alert Days. Another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
The 36th Inland Northwest RV Show is back. Yes, the multi-dealer show at the Spokane Fairgrounds, January 18th through the 21st. Beat the rush and preview units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Every RV at R&R RV is show priced. Reserve yours before the multi-dealer show, January 18th through the 21st at the fairgrounds. R&R RV, your RV superstore, Liberty Lake in North Spokane, or shop now at rnrrv.com. From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call now for our winter special. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
If you're looking to remodel your home with some new stylish flooring or maybe some modern wallscape ideas, then you need to visit one of Windsor Plywood's 2 locations for the best selection of doors, floors, moldings, and more.
Windsor Plywood. So you want somewhere to play? We got you. And want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Roofs by Premier.
Starting to see the first hints of precipitation on this side of the Cascades, up around Omak, Electric City, parts of Chelan County. That will be spreading across the rest of the region by around midnight, 1 o'clock. Light at first. Here's a look at our winter storm warnings that are go into effect at midnight. We'll have some snow on the roads by the morning commute. Things get serious in the afternoon with some very impressive potential snowfall.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we'll keep tracking this for you. We'll have more information on Nightside tonight. And don't forget a Good Morning Northwest tomorrow starting at 5.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.